Do we have some young people here today? We have some. What's that on your shirt or your sweater there?
Aiden got that to me.
Angel gave it to you?
No,
Aiden?
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that my grandson gave that to you? His name's Aiden. Well, don't tell him. I'm trying to trick you. Yeah, I heard you talking. Don't do that, Andy. Logan, how are you? Is your cigarette-smoking grandmother gone this week? She is? Okay. How are you, Noah? You haven't started smoking, have you? Mean guy. Oh, the Lord's Prayer. Do you know what that is? Okay, now Thomas, I think you know what the Lord's Prayer is. You don't? Have you ever heard this prayer? Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. You never heard that? Bad parents. Bad parents. Okay. Have you heard that? Where's your brother anyway? Is he camping out? He's in his friend's house. They have a lake house, I see. Oh, well, I had to be on the lake house too instead of there on Nota. All right. Well, anyway, we're going to talk about the Lord's Prayer today. Now, I wonder, you don't know how it starts. Do you know how it starts, Noah? Do you know how it starts, Logan? How does it start? Our Father, who art in heaven. This is how it starts first. So you hold your hand like this. Well, what I wanted to talk about, you guys are a little for this, but I would ask you to do it anyway. You've got to start out quick. When you think of God, how do you imagine God? What does God look like? Do you ever think of what God looks like? Good for you. Yeah, you too? Okay. Do you know what God looks like? Yes. Your father looks like God? John, stop that. Your father is God. Su padre es el Señor. El Dios. Well, that's good. When you think what God does, Noah, what does God do? He cares for people. Okay. What else? He brings light. Yeah. What else? He keeps the darkness away. Now, before all of that, there was nothing there. So what did God do? He makes the world. So a lot of times, we say that God is a creator. So what I want you to think about, now this is true, and I want you to think about this. It's kind of hard to understand, but your folks, and we'll help you with this. There are a lot of children in the world that don't have a father. Okay? So if they would talk about God and say, God is like my father, would that make them happy or sad? Happy. Oh, it would? It would make me happy. If your father, if you didn't have a father and he had run away and he was gone, is that the way you would think of God? No, you really wouldn't. And so we've got a lot of children today who don't have fathers. And so a lot of people today, when they pray and they think of God as the Father, that's not a happy image. And so what I tell them to do is to try and think of God as, when he was what? When he ran away, he'd be sad, wouldn't you? Yes, that's exactly right. So I like to think of God, sometimes I like to think of God as a person that creates things. And that's really good. Makes the light and keeps the darkness away and creates flowers. Hey, Logan, what else does God make? Butterflies?
I do this.
You do this? Oh, I see. Oh, yes. Oh,
I did it.
don't do that. I'm sorry, I've got to do what I have to see what he did. No, I won't tell you. I see his mom is not weakness. It's funny. So, okay. All right. No, what he was doing is, this is the church. This is the steeple. Open the door, and what do you see? The people. I'm failed. Let's listen to the choir. Okay? Thank you, as always. Wasn't that beautiful?